I think, again, they're two young players, obviously, that are trying to cut their teeth and take the first step into the NHL, and they're both talented young defensemen. Both have an offensive flair to them. I would say that Cam probably Fowler would appear to be a smoother skater, but I think Morgan Riley is a stronger and more powerful skater. And trying to play these guys in situations where you can get the best evaluation in the preseason and play a great number of games, and they continue to play, and they're not failing. And that's a tribute to their talent.
How much relief that Phil doesn't get anything regular season-wise?
Again, you know, it's always tough when you get players and you're missing players, because you have to juggle your lineup and in your preparation for the opening game in Montreal. But he's not going to be able to play anymore, so now he's going to really practice hard. So that's an advantage.
Is that a fair suspension for Phil?
I don't make comments on what's fair and what's not fair. I let the experts make those calls, because I've been fined before for my criticism of what happens at the league, and my wife told me to shut my mouth.
Pardon?
How did you feel about James tonight?
He played. Yeah, he made big league stops. Played very well.
What's the reaction in the room been to David from his teammates? Obviously,
I think that you'd have to ask the players, because the coaching staff doesn't spend a tremendous amount of time in the players in their social time. We go in and we deliver our message, and you know, we'll have our fair share of meetings and whatnot, but we're not in the room to get a discussion or to overhear what's taking place. I just don't think that's what we're about, and I never really liked coaches from my playing days to spend a tremendous amount of time. There's a time that you go in, and there's a time that you can sit and have breakfast or whatever, but you're not in there on a regular basis to get what the feedback for the players. And I know he's talked about it, and we've had some discussions with David Clarkson, and his teammates have been very supportive of him.
Are you seeing Riley look more comfortable, or is he kind of struggling as a game guy?
Oh, I think he's played well. I think he's acquitted himself very well.
whether you condone the actions or not, do you understand where he's coming from as a player, Clarkson?
I think that's more of an old-time hockey explanation, or something to look at. I thought that would happen a lot in the 70s and whatnot, and then the rules come in. And as I said, I haven't saw that happen too often in the modern day, and yet in this preseason we've had two players do the same thing. So I guess maybe it's not as abnormal as would think.
Randy, with your goalies rising to the occasion, does it make your life more complicated or simpler? Is it a nice problem to have?
It's a nice problem to have, definitely. Both goaltenders have played hard, made some what you'd call 10-bell stops, and they've kept us and gave us chances in the games. So
you see Roston get fined for what the league called player selection. Does that concern you as a coach?
No.
I mean, how do you interpret it? Are you worried that if you throw out a guy who's perceived as an enforcer, that you could get fined in the future?
I think there's things that make up that. I think there were some comments made that there was a directive that he was going out there to do something specifically, and it didn't matter who was out there. So I think that plays a role into it. I don't know what the league used. I talked to both Colin Campbell and Brendan Shanahan, and we had discussions over the last 24 hours. So I'm not going to share those with anybody. Those are things that happen behind scenes and private.
Play Clarkson in the next 2 games just to keep him.
For sure. That's the plan.
Have you been able to get any clarity, with your defense as far as structure, or do you still need these last couple of games?
We need these last couple of games.